Hi. Hello. Happy Monday. Monday. Weird. Where did the weekend go? Where did it go? Who took it? Why isn't it here anymore? I have to tape down my painting. How is everybody? How you doing? Hey, Cavendish. How's Trix? How you doing? How was your weekend? This is a little bit more red than it should be. Hold on. Yeah, we'll go with that for now. Where did we put that weekend? It's true. It's true. Who took it? How do we get it back? Regardless, how's your Monday going? Also, if you had anything neat happen to you this weekend, it doesn't even have to be like, you know, oh my god, I bought a house or something. It doesn't have to be crazy. If you made your first sweet potato pie or something and you're jazzed about it, I want to hear about it. Tell me good things. I'm into good things. Good things are good. My Patreon rewards, the last of the physical ones, will be going out tomorrow. I'm at the tail end of packaging all of them, so still got that going. Alright. So I don't even know what number Bickerborough painting I'm on. Maybe this would be like the 6th one? I don't even know at this point. I made my first run for outfit that was like 90% my sewing and still my mom. Oh, shrimpy. And I mean, I bet your sewing's as good as Brenda's is. So she fixed something. But that's cool. It's like you're low-key an apprentice, which is a dope relationship to have. Oh man, I've always wanted to be an apprentice to somebody. But, that's okay. Had a great time with my little art group Saturday. Oh yeah, I think you had mentioned that last stream. Oh, that's so cool. Was it at least good weather for it, Weasel? I remember we were talking about, holy crap, muralists and all they have to go through, but oh boy, I can't even imagine. I am not the right build for being outside for long periods of time, even though I wish I was. I have to be in shade or else I just die. I literally die. You're still learning a lot, but that's awesome. That's an exciting time to be in. Honestly, it gets a lot harder when you get to the point you know a lot, but you're not sure even what you don't know anymore. Does that make sense? Like, it's hard to figure out what you still need to learn. So it's like, half the time you're wondering, am I done? Did I learn everything? That can't be, you know? And then you sit there wondering for a while, like, what else do I have to do? Steamy and hot, he didn't work long. Oh, poor guy. God, I can't even. I have so much respect for muralists. Like, indoors is one thing, but outdoors, oh man. And like working with how hot it is and your paint and what that does. What am I doing wrong? This child-safe crap. I'm so bad at this. Is anybody else really bad at child-safe locks and things? I'm a goddamn adult. It doesn't even matter. Ugh. Come on, dude. Okay, there we go. I forget everything I learned, so I'm always learning. So you're always in a state of absolute awe, aren't you, Wade? Everything is just so magical. There will never be an end to anything in your world. Wow, what a state to be in. Constant awe. Okay, so last time I didn't exactly get the masking fluid completely where it should have been. But that's okay. Let's take 2. We gonna do it again. Well, let's not take 2 in that painting, but painting in general. This is, oh god, it's already drying. Life. I'm gonna just put down maybe a ton of it so it can't dry right away. It seems like, oh my god. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh no, boy, get in there. It's like I have to use a new brush almost every time or some crap. This is BS. Okay. I'm gonna say that's probably good enough. Oh, god damn it, it's not. Nothing's good enough. Oh, that's where those were. Great. Splendid. Well, I've cracked that case. It's only a week old. It's cool. I only needed those brushes today anyway, and I didn't even think about where they were, and now I just found them, so it was like, lucky. It's cool, whatever. So, how do we feel about monkeypox? I'm scared, mainly because I'll be going to Dragon Con and touching things, and it's transmitted through touch. And now I feel like I have to get gloves to wear at the con as well as masks, so that's fun. I don't understand. I really don't want to go to this convention, but I don't have a choice. Don't have a choice. They're not letting me not go. Not letting me not go. Yeah, that makes sense. Join me. It's amazing. I actually said a post about streaming. Super rare I see anything from people I follow want to keep up with. Really? Well, right now I'm just streaming every Monday at the usual time at the 2 p.m. CST. Today I got lucky because it is a day Gabe works, but he works at 4. So I'm either going to have to kick this into overdrive to get it done around 4. But, because I think last week we might have went till like 4:30. I don't remember. I don't remember. But anyway, we're gonna try. These are my chill paintings that I'm just doing because I feel like it once a week. I have a million other things I'm supposed to be doing, but this is one of those, I don't know, self-care things I've heard about. So, oh, it's with a really big company, really well known. They're called Walmart. I don't know if have you heard of them? They're not really in the creative industry. Gabe ended up having to get a job with Walmart. He's a cart pusher, but it's temporary. So you always say when you're in dire times and you're waiting for better work, right? But he's doing that for now because there's nothing else in the area we work, and he hasn't been able to get any more gigs anywhere. So times are rough right now for the Bautista household. So he's doing that at the moment. And he's still poking around and every day applying to jobs that come up. It's weird. There are lots of jobs, but they're very specific. They want really specific things. It's really strange. But he's also looking for something that's around the area that's just better than Walmart, because this was just like shotgun, go get the job and then we'll figure it out later. So he's like applying to serious jobs, but also applying to just better jobs in the area where he's not outside in 100-degree heat, you know. So he does get an employee discount, yes, but they get you by you have to be working there for 3 months, and I think it's only like no, I don't want to say it's 20% because I'm not positive. It might be, but he has to at least be there for 3 months. I think that's coming up, but yeah, he's not happy. And it sucks, and I feel bad for him, and I wish I could also get a job, but the way things are right now, I'm still doing my stupid portraits, and hopefully I'll be caught up by, at this point, it might be November. I got caught up with some other crap again. These things just won't end. Like the portraits, they just won't. And then the best part, sorry, I'm complaining a lot today. I usually don't. Is if I go to Dragon Con, obviously I'm gonna get more portraits because that's my bread and butter. So I'm just gonna come back with more portraits. But at least they'll be more manageable than the workload I've had the past 3 years. Since COVID hit, it's been dumb. It's been really bad. But yeah, anyway. But yeah, the employee discount thing would be okay. But it's like, the job itself is very taxing on him. It's not an easy job, physically. Next time you're at a, supermarket or grocery store or whatever, you give those cart pushers some respect, because they're out there doing some hard-ass work. I mean, I've always respected them, and I've always put the carts back in the corral. You put the carts back in the corral. But now that I know more about it, even from the insider perspective, you guys, that is a tough job. He comes back with some fun stories sometimes, though. That's a nice kind of perk. Walmart stories, you know how those can be. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Is that dust? What is that? Oh, it's hair. God damn it. Are you serious right now? Oh, that's hair. That's line art. Of course. Of course. And while that's drying, every month I'm doing Patreon stuff. I know a majority of you are either patrons or you've heard me say this a million times, but just in case there's somebody here who's not normally here. I do Patreon ATCs. This is this month's. It's a certain painting I did recently without obscenities in it. It's got a little story in the back. This comes with a rare card if you sign up. You know, for the first time you get a card, and then every 3 months you get a special card. And if you multi-tier, you get them in these cute little envelopes. Look at that, they fit right in there. How crazy is that? So there's that. And then this month, for the Curious Collector tier, we have the Omlotl. Omlotl has this giant lore sheet with pictures and a little like fortune thing. It's tiny, but it's got a fun little related fortune to the creature. Oh, here's the rare card. So if you sign up, you get these two right at sign up. If you sign up this month. Next month you for sure get this, but I don't know what next month's card is, so that's a toss-up. But for the Omlotl, you also get these stickers. There's this cute little bottle sticker, and then there are these guys. They're so cute, and they actually mimic these ones from last month in poses and such. So there's a sun and a moon, and I think that's really fun. I enjoy things that are sun and moon based. Our one of our dogs, I call my little sun boy. I've ever since we got him, because he's got like a little lion mane, and it makes him look like he's got sun rays, and he loves sunbathing. And we got him like 2 weeks after we got our other dog, who's passed now, but she was my moon girl, because she had first she was all white. Her name was Butters, but she had one eye that was blind, and it looked like she had the moon in it. So she was my little moon girl. And Chancho, my boy, he's my sun boy, and he was always taking care of her and stuff, and it was so sweet. They were adorable together. I love them so much. They have not, no, they're going out tomorrow. So even if they do go out, though, you have till the end of the month to sign up. So if you haven't yet and you'd like to, or you'd like to add on in multi-tier, sorry, I'm trying to get this masking fluid off my brush. But I'm in the middle of packaging them right now. I just cut up the tissue paper to put in the envelopes. So the rest of my day today will be packaging those, and then tomorrow they're going out first thing in the mail. So you should have them, depending on where you are. If you're in the US, you should have them by the end of the week. If the mail's doing good. If you're near Illinois, you'll probably have it within a day or so. So no, you're good. You're good. They usually go out towards the end of the month, if not a little bit into the next month. With my workload, they end up kind of being later in the month. But yeah, they're still coming. That's not on you. That's on me. Alright, so he's saying, "Don't you fucking dare," to the woodpecker, because he's a beaver and there's all this wood. So he's scared as hell that he's coming to his hood. So don't you fucking dare. That's where we're at today. So it's still drying. I think this is my third painting saying fuck in it. I'm gonna have to branch out a bit next time. I have a whole list of ones to do. When they come to my brain, let me see if I've got. I think I've got a God damn it soon. We'll see. Okay. I'm glad you're excited, Ellie. Thank you. No, something hasn't happened. You're good. I usually never have anything go wrong with the mail, but recently one of my Amazon packages got lost. It's like, how does that happen? Of course, my brain immediately goes to somebody just throwing packages around, screaming, and like losing their mind. I'm sure that happens. That's gotta happen, right? Let's see. Oh man, that middle's hurting. Guess I could tap it. I gave it an all over kind of yellow tint to it, so it's a little bit warm. All right, and then I've been trying to make kind of a formula for each one of these pieces. So I usually do an all over yellow tint, and then I go in and I start doing the shadows with purple, but I still don't want to go in yet. It's still wet. Anybody have any news from this weekend or anything coming up? Anything you're excited about? I'll share something I'm excited about. It's so lame. It's so lame. We have like 20 trees in our yard. Like 20 trees. I wonder if I've got the photo so I can show you. Oh my god, not right now. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Let me turn this. Okay. Can you see that? You can basically see this. This is our backyard. We have like 23 of these trees all lined up, and you may think this would look nice eventually, but between each of these trees, and Cavendish, you're not gonna like this, like there's giant spider webs between each one of these trees, and there's more spiders inside, and there's critters inside, and it's terrible because our dogs will sometimes try to go in between the trees, and they'll come out and they'll have spiders on them. So these were there when we moved in, and even if they grew together and grew tall, it wouldn't be worth keeping them. So we're getting rid of them. But since having them professionally gotten rid of is super expensive, we're doing it ourselves. So we ordered a giant brush dumpster, and we're gonna cut down all 23 trees. So that's coming at the end of the month. So I have to get all my work done before that, or at least all the work done for the end of the month before that. And then we're gonna spend like a day or two just taking those out. We already took out 2 just to see how intensive it's gonna be. It's pretty bad. The most trees I've ever taken out in one go was 17. That was at my first house I bought. So 23 is going to be a lot more. And I wish we could use them for like firewood or something, but we can't. It's not that sort of situation, unfortunately. But oh yeah, Gen Con's next week. Getting anxious nerves, too many people in one place. I know, and I'm really afraid of the monkeypox thing. Am I the only one here afraid of that? Because I mean, it's transmitted by touch. So it could be, especially at Gen Con, like pieces, board games, touching. Ugh. Man, I bought a bunch of N95 masks for Dragon Con, and I'm thinking about buying some disposable gloves or something I can wear every day. Oh my god. You'll have to tell me how it goes, Wade. I'm really anxious too. Like, man, things are never gonna be the same, you know? Yeah, let me know. And I guess luckily Gen Con is usually full of smart people. I don't know why, but it always is. Like, the times I've gone, people are just smarter, more considerate than just a regular convention. Nerds are usually smart. So I bet most people will be masked up really well and all that, so I don't doubt it'll be pretty good. But some things you just can't avoid, you know? Like sometimes it's still gonna circulate, especially if the place doesn't have good ventilation or whatever. I don't know. I just don't want COVID a third time, and I don't want monkeypox, y'all. Too much is going on. Too many diseases to keep track of nowadays. Oh. I didn't even know they had a vaccine for it, really? Or is this one of those things that, like, we already got vaccinated for as kids or something, and now, like, chickenpox, that sort of thing? Is this the same? I need to do more research. Obviously, I need to do more research. I mean, if they have a vaccine for it, that'd be great, but I wonder if it's only for immunocompromised right now. Like, I looked up if I can get a booster for COVID, and it looks like only immunocompromised or elderly can get it right now. Another one. Just like, okay. I didn't realize we were still doing the phases thing, you know? Really? What the hell? I need a second booster. I've only had one. How did you get that? Man. Maybe I need to look up our area specifically. Oh, really, Cavendish? What happened? Are you getting money? Oh, my recent diagnosis. My PCOS one, even though it has nothing to do with... I don't know if I could exploit it like that. Oh, it let you. Yeah, see? And I don't want to cut in line if... I'm pretty healthy. I feel bad. Like, if I got COVID again, I'd be okay, I'm sure. But it just sucked so bad. So bad. Right? Yeah. I don't even understand. I don't even remember when my booster was. I almost want to say it was a year ago. Like, last July, but maybe I'm wrong. No, maybe it was March. March sounds right. Maybe I got it in March. I can't remember at this point. It's been a while. Really? Oh, Cavendish, you just got it? Oh, how exciting is that? Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's a variant of smallpox then? I feel so dumb I didn't know this. But why should I know this? I don't know. I don't know. Get mad at myself for not knowing things, but it's like, really, Ashley? Get mad at yourself for that, please. It's not like you're walking around and you should just know about monkeypox. Not right away, anyway. Cavendish, did it arrive safe? Is it it's not bent or nothing. Oh. That's scary that it's like a smallpox resurgence. It's a little weird all these vaccines, or sorry, all these diseases are just coming back like they're trends or some crap. Like, what is that? Why is this happening again? I guess this counts as an underpainting. I've never really been quite sure what an underpainting is, but I'm guessing this might be it. Where you're setting some stuff up later to be covered on purpose. That must be it. That would make the most sense, I think. Oh no, I might sneeze. Fight it. Fight it. Don't sneeze. Perfectly safe. Yes. Oh, good. Gay men are eligible, but others aren't, and that's a whole thing. Oh my god, what? Yeah, I've heard that it's going to be a big problem more so for children. Because children in like preschools, things like that, that's more of a problem, I think. That's so weird. God. People lately, oh my god, that one guy with the thumb comment about abortions, I can't, Matt Gaetz, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to go there. My stream is not about politics right now, but I got feelings about it. Driving home from sailing when pulled through an intersection, stopped a line of cars. Waiting for the next light, BMW behind me did not stop. Oh god, a BMW. Well, I guess that means she can at least afford it. Right, Wade? Ooh. Ooh. Teacher's mail. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Megan, I don't even want to think of that. That kind of thing just makes me so mad. Ugh. I'm already angry thinking about this now. I hate it when innocent people are basically thrown under the bus because other people are just ignorant. That's a whole thing. It's a whole mood. Okay, gotta think about what other things have shadows. I just have mad respect for any teachers in general lately. I mean, I've always had respect for teachers, but more so lately because they have been putting up with some shit. More so than ever. The past few years. It's crap. Not sure how I want to do the shading on this tree. I think it is acid-free because it's a comic board backing, and I'm pretty sure those are usually, if you're talking about the white cardboard, yeah, that should be acid-free because it's meant for keeping comic books. So, pretty sure. Pretty positive. Maybe I'll do a little tutorial for Patreon about how I'm doing these now that I've got kind of a rhythm down for them. So, first time being a card, 32. Oh. Well, if she's nice about it and she's apologetic and professional, then I would say it's just a normal accident, and accidents happen. The way you describe her, she sounds nice and she didn't mean it. I hate when people hit you and they act like it was your fault. It's ridiculous. Like, you clearly hit me. I've been rear-ended in an intersection once, and I've been rear-ended on a highway once. And both times, the people that did it just basically ran off. It's crazy. Hi, Beth. How are you? Oh, that should work, Cavendish. It's kind of like a reverse mat. If he wanted to, he could turn it into a mat by taking the piece off it and then making a window in the cardboard. On the non-glossy side, I would do non-glossy side, and have it a little bit smaller of a window than the actual piece is. That way it'll hold it, and then it'll be a mat. That way you know, it's a little bit harder to do because you have to cut out a window in the thing, and that's a pain in the ass. But like I said, it's better than actually buying a real mat. Those are expensive. I mean, unless you get one of the pre-cut ones, those are okay, but for that size, it might be a little bit particular. Oh, you've been stressed lately. What's going on? You want to talk about it? I feel you, man. Stress. Oh my god. Everybody's stressed lately, man. It's bad. It's bad. Everybody's stressed. I think everybody's stressed, everybody's tired, everybody's still running on empty. Like, back when people were being so rude, when COVID hit, and they were so mad that they couldn't go about their normal lives and all that stuff, and people that were usually considerate and compassionate were losing their cool because people are being assholes left and right. I just can't imagine how, like, retail workers are feeling at this point, and just keeping it up for years now. People acting like it's over. It's not over. Maddening. Anyway. Yeah, if you need to vent, I'm here for you. We're here for you. Let's hear it. We're here for the good and the bad. I still can't figure out what I want to do with this tree, like up here. If I want to do I should probably do the foreground darker. No, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be extra simple with it, which I'm usually not. So being extra simple might be nice. So let's be extra simple. Just keep moving it down the line. Moving it down the line. So every time about this point in the summer, I feel like I bring this up on streams, but I have this thing I've been calling basically reverse cabin fever. It's like what people get in the winter, but I get it for summer, because I feel like in the winter I'm at least like there's a reason to be cooped up. You know, it's cold outside. You gotta have the doors and windows and everything tightly, you know, caught up and everything, or else you're gonna get cold, right? Well, in the summer, I get this thing where it's like a dissonance in my head, where like it's sunny outside. I should be able to have the windows open. I should be able to go outside. I should be able to do all these things, but it's too hot, and I can't, and it drives me nuts. Like, drives me nuts. So I have this thing where it's like I want to go outside, but it's like 90 degrees out, and I would just drown in heat, right? And it drives me nuts. So I get this cabin fever, like depression, I guess. I don't know what you would call it. It's just I get really down about not being able to have the windows open or go outside or anything like that, but it's in the summer. In the winter, I'm fine. I usually don't get cabin fever in the winter. But summer, I hate having air conditioning on. I hate having to close up the curtains when it's sunny out so that the heat can't come in. That drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. Money and relationship. Oh, that sucks. You're welcome. Yeah, money and relationship. That's quite a combo. I hope it works out. If you ever see a white spider in your house, take it outside instead of smushing it. I'm very superstitious that white spiders bring money. So if you need money, save a white spider. Put it outside. But the relationship thing, the only thing I know about is that, you know, time heals it. And for the moment, it sucks. It sucks. Things will work out eventually, but for right now, it might suck. I'm sorry for that, Beth. I'm sorry you're going through something. You're in pain. You're suffering. Anything like that. I'm so sorry. Well, we always come out of things learning stuff too, whether it's about us or somebody else. Either you learn that you did something wrong, or you learn that they are a fuck up. One of the two. Typically. Yeah, save all the white spiders. Not to be like, I know that sounds actually kind of racist at this point, but some context. My husband had told me a long time ago, like when we first, started dating, that he's always saved these white spiders after one time he had saved one and he got a lot of money afterwards, something like that. It was crazy. It had to do with a convention, and he had saved one, and then he had read up on it at some point, and there was like some kind of lore behind that white spiders can bring you like fortune or something. So ever since then, we've been saving them, and I swear to God, it's happened every time. We got some sort of either money break not long after, or some money has come to us, something like that. I'm not usually crazy superstitious about anything. I'm not religious. I'm not anything like that. But the white spider thing, I'm starting to swear by. I'm spiritual in the sense, like, I love nature and everything nature is and all that, but, like, not religious. But the spider thing, it's starting to become religious. Oh, long distance. Oh, God. You are brave for even doing that. That hurts. That hurts so much. I did that once. I don't want to give you advice because, you didn't ask for it or anything like that, so I don't like giving, thoughts or advice to people that don't ask for it. But You'll make it through one way or the other. If it's meant to last, I guess it'll last. All that. He's gonna be saying, "Don't you fucking dare," because he's worried that the woodpecker's gonna be going for his house next. So, continuing with the vulgarity. It does feel like at this point the swear words have kind of lost their meaning, which, I don't know, it's kind of good and bad, but I'm glad I'm only doing this right now once a week. I'm only making them and posting them once a week, basically, and I'm happy about that, because I think if I was doing it more than that, I would start losing the, not the feeling for them, but the oomph they have sometimes. Like, I don't know what you call that. The impact? I don't know. Wow, this one doesn't want to cooperate. It's alright, I'll fix it later. Can we paint your spiders and your trees white? So bring you good luck? They might be. But I mean, they're not in the house, so they gotta be in the house and you gotta let them outside without killing them. So there's gotta be some kind of lore there where you spared their life so they owe you or something like that. There must be something to that. But yeah, the spiders outside, they're their own people. I don't F with that. I do not screw with those spiders. They are business spiders. That is their place of business. It's a capitalistic society out with where they are. Only strong survive, whatever. But oh my god, there are so many. There are big webs too. I'm talking like, because the space between each of those trees I showed you, it's like 3 feet, and they are just spanning it. It's crazy. Like, I have to go around to the other side of the fence to cut all the trees that are growing on the other side. Because we have, I don't know why, like, maple trees and stuff start growing behind them, but I have to go behind so I don't disturb the spiders. It's nutty. Sorry, Cavendish. Safe. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting to do the warning. My apologies, friend. Alright, I'm gonna take a progress shot. It's true, Weasel, it's true. Come on, phone. Alright. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's gonna be dark. Maybe. Ah, that's fine. That'll do. Okay, I think we're good to do the next part. I think I'll do the sky next. I'm trying to do better at planning each part than I have in the past. Yeah, sorry about that, Cav. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. I'll try better to remember. Yeah, the maple trees. It is definitely the maples. You're 100% right. They are just there within a week. It's crazy. Hey Z-Sketch, how you doing? So just a reminder for anybody who's waiting on Patreon rewards, Curious Collector's going out tomorrow. I'm at the tail end of packaging them up. And Clover cards went out last week. I'm trying to think. If you just get Clover cards, they went out last week. If you get both Curious Collector and Clover cards, they're going out tomorrow. It's people that multi-tier get one of these cute little envelopes with their Guardian envelope that has that in it, so. I have to make a good lake watercolor. That's like lake water, but it's not like gross. Because real lake water is usually like green or brown. But since this is fantasy coloring, it can't be that really. Not with at least what I'm doing with it. I could just do a darker blue, I think. I think I also have to mow the lawn today. I'm going to go over these a little bit because they're in the background. So I'm going to fade them with the sky. And as always, this is up for grabs, so if anybody likes it, you can claim it by the end of the stream, or if no one does, it'll be up on my website next week. Yeah, so let's figure out this other watercolor. Color of water. Oh, they're terrible. I had, the first house I bought was a woodpecker, like, smorgasbord. They were on every corner of the house, and it sucked because the house was basically decaying on the outside, and they were trying to get all the bugs on the inside that were and weren't there, and God, it was awful. Like, parts of the house on the outside were just missing because they were just chunking it off. It's terrible. Welcome back to Z-Sketch. How you been, buddy? I gotta figure out a good color for this. I don't know why I'm blanking. Let me look some stuff up. I guess I could still make it teal. I think it should be more blue. Maybe I can make it more blue-green. Yeah, I could do that. Maybe let's drop in some actual blue at the top. Just along some areas so it gets some blue in there. If I'm ever breathing hard into the microphone when I'm painting, it's because I'm concentrating, and I'm sorry. I know that might be super, like, off-putting, but I do tend to breathe hard if I'm concentrating, so sorry about that. Okay, so it's at least more blue. It's got a little bit of a gradient too, so that's good. It's very subtle on my end. Maybe it's subtle in the camera too. Oh, it looks pretty good in the camera. Yeah, there we go. And once I look back, I think it was a good idea of banging it to the face of my chimney. Oh no! Oh no! So you just hear a ting 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 ting. Oh god. That's like a work bell that's waking you up. Oh my god. Oh no, Sketch. Jesus, I'm sorry. I hope it's not at least like crazy painful. I assume it's pretty painful, but I'm so sorry you have to deal with that. Woodpeckers' tongues wrap around the back of their skulls to help cushion their brains. No, that's crazy. Oh, I love that. I assume they're really long too. Are they long so they can stick into holes? That's just a guess, but I would assume. Oh, Sketch. You poor thing. You don't deserve that at all. Long to get the buggies. Yeah, buggies. Alright, I think I'm gonna just go for it with this, but I'm a little scared too. Scoop them bubs. Truth. Damn it. Oh, EB!
Hello, hope you're having a wonderful day.
I hope you're having a wonderful day too. Thank you so much for the resub. How you been? Ugh, damn watercolor walls. Drive me nuts. Well, I'll teach you. You're gonna be a shadow back here. That's right. Take that, you bastard. I always wanted to be one of those, like, really pretty, like, watercolor artists who always shows their studio, and it's really cottagecore and pretty, and all their lighting is beautiful, and they show their workspace, and it's like the right amount of messy and all that shit, and they're probably sitting there like watercoloring and like, oh yeah, this is just nice. This is the best. I love watercoloring. And here I am swearing at mine. I'm mad at it sometimes for not doing what I want it to. My area's a mess because I'm not usually here. I'm usually using markers in the other room. I'm using watercolors to relax, even though I'm not relaxing. Like, I'm yelling at it. So, this is more my style. It's more my speed. So I can't exactly do one of those types of videos, I suppose. You get what you get. Hey, good job, EB. Oh no, I'm so sorry. A couple of family members? No. Goodness. A couple's never good. One's bad. I'm so sorry, EB. I hope it's been okay. Like, I know that's ridiculous to say, but I hope everybody's been able to deal with it okay, and I hope you're okay. Sorry that happened. Yeah, many hugs. So sorry. For all those of you going through some stuff right now, so sorry. So sorry things are hard. I hope it gets better for you, and I don't know, it always makes me feel better to know nothing lasts forever. Which, you know, when you're going through hard times, that's a good thing to remember. And I hope when you're going through good times, you don't remember it. Cancer, oh no. Back-to-back days, yeah, that's ridiculous. I can't even imagine. I'm glad you're doing better, though. That's true too, Cavendish. Yeah, I noticed though it depends on the type of person you are. If you're somebody that, you know, that sort of thinking will make you stop and be like, yeah, this is great, and I know it'll be gone soon, but I'm gonna appreciate it. But there are some people where that kind of thinking, they would get obsessed with it, and so much so that they wouldn't appreciate the time they're in at the moment. So if you're one of those people, I really hope you're able to kind of forget that it'll end. But if you're somebody who likes the stop and reflection in the moment, and that makes you appreciate it more, then I hope you can do that. But yeah, depending on the type of person. Oh, that's good, EB. That's what matters. Remembering the good times. Because I know I have some friends that they would for sure get caught up in thinking, oh, how much more time do I have left to be happy, if they started realizing, oh yeah, it's gonna be gone soon. I'm sure there are even people here who sometimes think that way. It's just different ways people think, I guess. Okay, Sketch. Hi, Fire Seal. How you doing? Totally forgot this little groin area. The beaver. He's so mad at the woodpecker. He's like future mad. It's like, I know what you're gonna do, you bastard. Don't you fucking dare. Okay, so I have roughly an hour left to kind of finish this because Gabe's gotta go to work. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people with OCD, I feel like if they realize that it's gonna be over soon, they're gonna ruminate on it. So forgetting that that's a thing would probably be better for them. Working and lurking, more than fine. Enjoy the work and lurk. I need kind of a big brush, but not. Oh, thank you, EB. I appreciate that. Oh, I could understand that, yeah. This is not the right brush to use, so I'm just gonna deal with what I got here. Finish up this area. Do what I can. It sucks because I don't even think I have a brush that, or the kind of brush I need. Maybe I do, but it's not in here. Figures. I'll use this one again. 22 scrubbers. Whoa. That's a lot of scrubbers. Really? Get out of here, man. Oh, that is probably one of my biggest pet peeves right now. Is when hair gets caught in the painting. It's such a peeve. I don't think you can even avoid that. I think it really just happens and you just gotta literally go with it. Because it's not like you can pre-pull out any brush hairs, it just happens. Alright, let's do all the green bits. See if this does what I want it to. You know what? Fuck it. I actually really like what that's doing. I'm gonna do the exact same damn thing. Other side. Doing these weekly is actually helping me to know when I'm actually making progress with something. Like I'm actually feeling the level up. Because it's not daily, which sucks, but I'm glad it's also not daily. But right now, like, I can still feel when I'm making better decisions than I was the previous week. So that's nice. Put that pigment in and put this at the top. Drag it in. Well, it's still wet. You can't even really see it. Nona, hi. How are you? Let's try to give this some shadow. I'm doing alright. Doing another one of these paintings in this series I've been doing lately. Having a pretty good time. It's my one day a week I get to do a personal thing. It's only for a few hours, but it's better than no hours, you know? I messed up that little area. Alright, that's fine, Evie. Enjoy working on your scrubbers. Scrubbers. Am I drawing my own comic? Not currently. I do have comics that I want to work on in the future, but this is just a little painting side project for fun, where I'm just inputting word balloons in some of my paintings. And it's under the Bickerborough tag. It's on the name of the video. If you go on like Instagram or Twitter and you search that tag, you'll see the other ones. So you'll kind of be able to figure out how this is gonna look. But every Monday I've just been kind of picking away at these lately because they're kind of fun. And somewhat cathartic, if I'm being honest. But honestly, it would be so hard, and I've thought about doing this, to traditionally watercolor a comic, keeping the right amount of like consistency. Having consistency with watercolor is almost insane. Like you can't, like it's almost just impossible. You just can't. If you do digital watercolor, it's a lot easier because obviously you can fine-tune it and go back, but unless you're like a master watercolorist, like you have not a prayer. Like I would not be able to keep that kind of consistency throughout a comic. I actually tried once and it was so hard. So difficult. Super hard mode. Watercolor will do whatever watercolor wants to do. 100%. And unless you know the will of the watercolor and you've been doing it for years and years and years, or you're just really good at knowing its mood intuitively, then yeah, it's a whole thing. But I can't even imagine. Go back up here and make this a little shadow spot. Because this was a mistake, so try to make it work. See, that's something that when people ask me, do you think like digital is just as good as watercolor or traditional, things like that, I tell them that there are some things that you can learn traditionally that you can never really learn digitally. And one of the things is how to make a mistake actually work. And I think that, honestly, in itself is kind of what art is. Like, it's an art to be able to turn mistakes into what look like purposeful actions. So when you can do that, and you can do that well, I think no matter what medium you're using, you're a successful traditional artist if you can do that. And I mean, my usual medium is marker and colored pencil and such. Like, watercolor's just kind of my fun medium, it's not my main. I slowly like to poke away and get better at it, but by no means is it, what I think I'm good at or anything like that. But slowly yet surely, you poke away at things, you get better at things. But being able to deal with a mistake and turn it into something, I think that's truly remarkable. Usually I'm using marker, pastels, colored pencils. If you look at my Instagram and you look under the pet portraits that I do, that's basically what I'm normally using. Wish I had something around me I could show you, but I kind of don't. I do a lot of digital work for my Patreon stuff because I make stickers and stories and things on there. So, I mean, I'm pretty balanced when it comes to digital and traditional monthly. I would say I'm like, because I mean, I'm doing things like this digitally, you know. I feel like it's maybe 60-40, almost 50-50. I think that's a smart way to be nowadays, is if you can get a pretty good balance, because you're going to be making prints and things like that, so you have to kind of have a little bit of a digital foothold, even if you want to do primarily traditional work. I mean, all the successful traditional artists I know have a handle on digital to some extent, you know. This one is taking me a good amount longer than usual. I'm gonna kind of do an all over here with the wood. Oh, no, your language is fine. This series has swear words galore in it, so don't worry about that. Oh no, bye viewers. Get out of here, guy. No, like this piece is gonna have swearing in it, so don't even feel bad for that. But I'm glad you like my work. Thank you so much. Definitely too much water there, but soak it up. I'm such a nerd when it comes to water. Like, just put down the color. Just get it over with. I'm gonna just go right over this wood he's holding too. And luckily the masking fluid will make it so I can just go right over that. Oh, good. That actually turned out pretty nice. Except for that little spot on his arm that bled. That's okay. I can fix that. usually rub out most watercolor. The rest of his dam in the background. It's going to be kind of similar to this color too. It's not going to have as much detail though. Since it's in the background, I want to push it back. I don't want it to have much detail, because detail makes things come forward in pieces too. So you don't always want to do that. Hi, Tutor. How you doing? Thank you. What game? Well, when I was in mobile games, I worked on a bunch of various titles that most likely nobody really has heard of, because they were from a small company, and they were like licensed properties. So there's an NHL game, there's a PBA game, there is a Rapala game, there was a bunch of card games. The main game I worked on that was my idea, and it had a lot of my everything in it, was called Jelly Flop. It was a play on the word belly flop, and it had a jellyfish in it. And it was a physics game, and it was really fun, and I don't think you can even play it anymore. There's a trailer on my website for it that I made. If you go to the About section of my website, and then you click the Games button, you can see all the trailers for the games I worked on. But yeah, that was one of them. And I mean, I had a lot of fun doing game industry stuff, but it was during a time when it was hard for women, blah blah blah. I don't really want to go back, at least to mobile games. Mobile games felt incredibly dirty. Like, I really didn't like that my art was being used to further people's addictions. Because if you think about it, a lot of the games with monetization and stuff are built on hooking people and causing them to be addicted to them. There's a lot of psychology behind it, and I read a lot of books during my time there of, you know, the microtransactions, yeah, Cavendish, that, and just the psychology behind, like, how to hook people. Like, one of the things was you have to get a person into a game within about 3 to 5 seconds, or else they just get tired of waiting and they want to leave and they won't even play your game. So you have to make sure that everything leading up to getting into actually playing is like 3 seconds. Stuff like that. Another thing is lists. Similar to website design, you want to give under 10 options for people to click on. It's similar to menus. Anything that you expect somebody to choose something, you want to have less than 10 options for sure. The less options, the better. And if you can break them down into multiple steps, think of Subway. When you go to Subway and you're making a sandwich, if they just give you all of the things on a list, like the breads, the cheeses, all that stuff, wouldn't you feel overwhelmed? Yeah, but that's why they only give you like 4 breads. Pick your bread, then pick your cheese, and pick your meats, pick your veggies. Like, they break it down for you. So that makes it more, digestible. So the same thing happens with website design and game design. And when it comes to microtransactions, there's a whole bunch of psychology and analytics behind that with, like, how much do you have your currency be removed from real currency? So, like, you have dollars in the US, right? Do you make a secondary currency and a third currency so that, if you've got like diamonds and then you've got coins, if you have this many coins, they equal diamonds. But then if you need more diamonds to get coins, you have to buy with real money. And, how that breaks down is insane. And I just didn't like that I was making art for something that was manipulating people. I didn't like that. And that's not why I wanted to be in games in the first place. Like, I wanted to get into the game industry since I was at least 13. And I went to college for it. And then I was at 2 game studios. The first one wasn't as bad because it was like PC games. It was games for computers before phone games got big. Yes, I am that old. I was doing games for computers before phone games really came into being a thing. But then once they did, then I was in that. And I feel kind of grateful at least that I got to be there for that transition. So I got to see the difference between working on PC games, then working on the very first phone games, and then working on games later that kind of are like now still. Because by the end I was working in Unity, and Unity made everything so much easier for exporting to all different types of phone sizes and all that kind of stuff. It was so much easier than what we were doing before, because when I first started on phones, it was BlackBerry. And BlackBerry screens were like 200 by 300 pixels. It was hilarious. What really sucked is before there was any sort of Unity anything, before we even got to that point, and the iPad came out that was Retina. So it was like 1024 by 768 times 2. So it was 2048. And we were expected to take graphics from BlackBerry and upscale them to fit for the Retina iPad at the time. You cannot believe how terrible that was. Needless to say, you can scale things up about 125% before they start getting blurry. So a lot of the time what I would do is I would batch all the assets for every game I made, and I would upscale them 125%, and I would go through each and every one of them and make sure that, that one's a little bit too blurry. So then I'd sharpen it up and I'd clean it up and I'd repaint areas. So it got to be a lot. And then once they made Unity stuff, like once Unity came around, that was great, because what we could do then is make graphics and everything at the highest we could possibly conceive them to be, and then Unity would actually batch them out and export them for all different sizes. Like, they would all be within the build, so I wouldn't even have to worry about that. All I would have to do is look at every screen size and make sure that all the buttons were on the screen in the right area, they weren't off somewhere else or something. So that was a lot easier, but I was really good at my job. It was just, I didn't like the psychology behind it. Oh no, you got the spinner. Oh no. I hope it's not me. I'm not getting any errors on my end. Maybe it's Twitch. Usually if my side's crappy, it would say something. Oh, Twitch has been slow. Oh, here, hold on a second. Gabe just had to leave for work. Oh, mobile data Twitch. I could see that. Okay. Still have a long way to go on this, but Gabe just left for work. So, oh, hi Nuki. My pup's in here now. Hi Nukanu. But yeah, if anybody has any questions about mobile games, ask me away if you're curious. I got kind of self-aware once I realized we were selling a virtual bowling ball for $100, and I thought that was absurd. And it made me think about all the things that, you know, people should be buying, and yeah, that's my opinion, but like the things you could be buying instead of that, you know, and that they're like just really deep, stupid shit that just would make me mad. So I had to get out of that. It was just too much. Exactly, Cavendish, yeah. Yeah, it was too much. It was too much. They were doing that sort of thing. Nuki, come here, honey. Come here. People want to see you. Come on. Oh, this is my Nukanu. Her name is Tanuki. She's a sweetie. Yeah, she's a pom. Aren't you a pom? She was a mill mama, and we rescued her. And she really likes my ears right now. She looks like a little husky, but we named her Tanuki because she looks like... Oh my god, my hair. There we go. Yeah, she's a little baby. She loves being held. We named her Tanuki because she looks like a raccoon dog, like a Japanese raccoon dog. And she's a sweetie. She always falls asleep, like, almost immediately. Yep, a Japanese raccoon dog. So we call her Nuki for short. And she's just a sweetie. She's so pretty, though. You have the best little coloring ever. But one of the things is we think she was kept in a really dark cage when she was a mill mama because her eyes are always crying. She's always crying when there's bright lights and stuff. She cries a lot. But no, she's a good girl. And she's actually really smart. You're really smart, aren't you? Oh, you're really tired. Why are you so tired? She's got these two fangs that, like, stick up so funny. You got your fangs out? Yeah. You got your nose. Oh, yes. Oh, you love the scritches. So many scritches. Oh, so good. She loves it, though. But I know, we gotta give you lunch soon. I know. Papa had to leave. I know, honey. There you go. There you go. I'm almost done. You're a good girl. She's like, Mama, don't make me do tricks right now. Right? No, she's actually very smart, though. I was very surprised. She is the best cuddler. Almost too much. Too much so. She will not leave you alone. She's such a baby. Oh, for anybody that wants to see more of her, this is the only talking about my children I'll ever get, so bear with me. She's on my Instagram with my other dogs. I have a big English bulldog who's just a sweetheart. She's amazing. And then my little son boy, Chancho. And they're just, I think we really lucked out. We have wonderful dogs. I love them so much. They're the best. And we had another pom that had passed last November. That was Butters, and she was amazing too. We've really had a run of great luck with all of our dogs. So we feel very, very lucky, very blessed. But yeah, she is a wonderful cuddler. She's a kisser. She's a lover. She's great. She's still a little bit of a scaredy cat, but you know, that's That's pretty normal for dogs that were in her situation. Trying to think of some quick things I can get done to show you while we're here. So I have to go feed them soon. Oh, cute. Oh yeah, play dates. Gotta have play dates. Now this is gonna blend together pretty closely right away, but I'll make sure later on they separate pretty good. But yeah, they eat at 4, so I have to, I guess I could feed them and then come back up. Oh, the wouldn't. That's pretty good. I would want to actually say would though. But I actually like that he's just yelling at him. I think if I did it your way, Cavendish, I'd unfortunately have to change his body language. Because right now he's in a threatening pose. Where, like, you wouldn't dare is like more of a, you know, doing you wouldn't dare feels weird. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, puppy in the Discord. Holla, puppy in the Discord. Get him. Get that puppy. I'm gonna have to check in a little bit. Puppy in the Discord. Puppy in the Discord. Hello. Hi. She wants to cuddle already. This is usually why I don't let them in while I'm streaming, because they just go crazy on me. They just want to cuddle, they want attention. Nuki just wants to constantly be held. Constantly. She's such a baby. Really, she's a baby. The vets love her, because whenever she goes in, they just throw her on her back and carry her off, and she loves it. We also looked out too, because apparently they're really great during their nail trims. So yeah, the vets really love them. It's pretty cute. She is a love bug. That used to be my mom's name for me, like pet name. Love Bug. It's a very cute little name. Alright, I think 2 more things, and then would you all rather I go feed the dogs and come back, or should I just cut the streams? Because I might be gone for maybe 10 minutes, something like that, to feed them. I'm okay either way. I can try to see if they'll be okay while I stream on their own. So usually I don't like leaving them alone, but that's just the mom and me being very, oh, my kids need to be watched, because they can get into some trouble. But I should probably cut that cord more often. I should be able to. Here, let me do some more here. Oh God, don't do that. Don't do that separation crap. Because last time I forgot. Typically I do the shadows first with these, so that it kind of has this, like, I'm calling it the underpainting. I don't know if that's the official term, but so they all have the base shadow, so that when the other colors get added on top of it, they kind of blend together, and then later on I'll still go over and redo them, but I want to make sure, you know, they're there, just in case. So they'll usually blur once I put the other colors on top of them, but I think it's just nice to do that so that there's a cohesive element throughout the whole painting. You know, as well as I start off with a yellowish wash, and then once that's dry, then I go and I do kind of a cell shading lighting pass with the purple. And then, like I said, the purple helps kind of tie it all together. And then as I add more colors and stuff, it'll eventually kind of fade. Like, as you can see here, it's faded. And this is kind of how it started out. Like, I haven't touched this yet. So I might have to go back later and, you know, put purple in again. I'm assuming I'll probably have to do it up here again, and then in a couple areas, but it helps kind of give everything a little bit of a warmth undertone. If I was doing more of a night scene or something cold, instead of using this color, because I think that's the one I was using, yeah, I was using this Winsor Violet. If it was going to be a night scene, I would probably have used the Ultramarine as the shadow, because that's going to eventually blur out too, but it'll be very cold in comparison. So majority of these scenes have been daisy scenes, so I've been using the violet. You can also use red or just anything except black. Don't use black for shadows. It's really going to make your piece look really drab. If you want to maintain kind of a fantasy appeal to it, do your shadows with, you know, other colors. But for the most part, I do it so it keeps this cohesive element throughout, you know, and kind of brings it together even if I can't for some reason. Yeah, it's a purple. Purple, red, you could even do shadows with yellow, but again, even aside from doing shadows, just keep in mind that anything in sunlight or in light is going to be highly saturated. So in the light, if I just wanted to show lighting differences without using any type of shadow or anything, this would be in the sunlight and like this would be in shadow. So usually in the sunlight things are more saturated, and then in shadow things are more desaturated. So as long as you remember that, you're pretty good. So just make sure all your shadowed stuff is desaturated and you're basically good. Not necessarily darker, but unsaturated. If it's desaturated, it'll be better than, because if you do darker means it's going to draw people's eyes to it more, because like if I just drew a black circle right here, you know, your eyes would go right to it because it's darker than everything in this piece. But if I was to shade something with like a desaturated brown that's around the same lightness as something else, it'll still read as being in the shadow. And that's actually how you draw things that are far away, or you paint things that are far away that they have shadows. Because the problem is, if I took this shadow color and I put it in back here for the background, it's gonna bring that thing closer to you because it's darker, right? You don't want it darker, you just want it desaturated at the same lightness as these elements, because there's a foreground, middle ground, and background here. The things in the background, I never want to really reach the same darkness level as the things in the foreground or the midground, because if they're in the midground, then they're gonna their distance is gonna just and they're gonna be closer together, right? So that's why in a lot of paintings, things that are further off are more blurry, they're lighter, and they usually have like a halo that's kind of around the things that are in the midground and the foreground, because that helps separate the things in each distance, right? Yeah, man. Oh, I used to do this shit all the time. When I was streaming like 6 days a week, every day would basically be a different lesson. It's just I'm kind of out of practice of it because I haven't done it for like 3 years, something like that. But anyway, so yeah, make sure that this lightness, the shadows in this section never get as dark as here and here to there. Sometimes I screw this up and it's an accident and I try to fix it in post, or if you can't even fix it in post, fix it digitally. So a lot of the time you'll see some artists, like their prints look a good deal better or different than their originals. It's because they weren't able to fix it when they were doing it, and you can do these things later, you know. So I kind of want to get rid of the masking fluid because I'm sick of looking at it. And I think I'm basically done with any of these elements, so let's get rid of it. Let's see how we did. My anxiety is through the roof when I do this shit. But yeah, if you have any art questions at any point, ask me. I'm always fine with that. Oh, here we go. Hey. Nice. That's a pretty good pull. Pretty proud of that. There's a little bit of smoogie right there, but that's pretty good. So for those that don't know what I just did, that was masking fluid. And you can use this basically for any sort of, I'm pretty sure you can even use it for marker. I've never tried, I should. But it's meant for like painting right over things and pulling it off later, and it keeps them white. So that's the paper color. So you just put this on, it's a liquid, and then it dries, and then once you're done with the painting, then you can just pull it off and it's good. Good to go. Okay, I have to go feed the dogs. So I think I'll come back. We'll try that and see how this goes. I don't know how much longer I have on this, maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. So when I come back, we'll see. Smoogie? Oh yeah, go for it. No problem there. I'm going to use this piece of paper that Gabe used for Journey June. I'm going to write on it, if I can find a thing. I'll give them mini pets. Alright. Feeding dogs. BRB. Oh yeah, behind the ear scritches. You got it. Alright, so I'll be back in hopefully like 10 minutes. Something like that. Ow. Alright. Who wants knobs? Oh, you're coming. Knobs? Yeah, Jojo. Okay. Rudy wants some knobs? Okay. Knobs? Go. turned off the mic. Okay. Hi. Welcome, welcome. They have eaten. You probably heard them barking. Alright, okay. I need a picture of a woodpecker. Woodpecker. Hopefully this won't take me too much longer to get through. Once I've got all the flats down, it's kind of autopilot. I would like to do at least the water. I think the water would be good. Oh, woodpeckers are so strange. Okay. So woodpeckers are black. So instead of doing black, I think I'm gonna do this Payne's gray, maybe a little brown. I don't want to go full on black by any means, because it would really, especially for this piece, it would be a bit much. So we're gonna go kind of this dark blue instead. So they have like, I'm gonna actually change it a little bit. I want to be able to see their eyes. Usually they have a black band across their eyes and they have another red streak on them, on their head. But for sake of simplicity, I'm not gonna do that. That would just be way too much detail. And these are the kind of things you take liberties with when you're doing like cuter art or, you know, kid-friendly stuff. You don't want to actually do every bit of detail. I know it looks black, but it's not black. It's actually a dark blue that's also desaturated. So if I wanted to make this foreground blue, like dark, I could, because it's in the foreground, and things in the foreground we want to actually be pretty dark if they're in the foreground, just so they don't get lost in the background. So my pups also thank you for the scritches. For anybody that gave them scritches, I gave them scritches for you. Kind of have this sort of dark bit too. They do have a little bit of brown at the end, but They kind of have black feet, so blue feet. I think I'll make the beaver's pants red. Just because I've got his house being red. It's weird how not saturated this red is naturally. It's not a naturally saturated red, but it looks like it would be. Really strange. Then maybe a dark blue vest. I can't do anything else really brown, because then he's gonna blend in with the background, so I have to make sure all my colors are not of that. And at least if I do this like the indigo color that I want to do, he won't blend in with the water because it's a little bit lower. Because that would be a concern. If he's in front of the water, I would not be doing this indigo. But he is not, so he's okay. But if, you know, since he's in front of this dam, plus I have to make him a little bit of a different brown. Probably gonna give him kind of more of an orange, so he can still have that difference from the background. Plus beavers are pretty orange. In the sunlight at least, they're like orange brown. So this will further separate him from the background. How's everybody doing? Y'all still with me? Or have I been disconnected without even knowing it? That's happened to me before. I've been talking to nobody for like an hour straight. That's always funny. Yeah. And see how just this being more saturated brings him to the foreground? You can also separate things with depth, things that need depth, with line art too. So you can do it with line, you can do it with color, you can do it with tones. There are so many different ways you can separate each element of the foreground and the background. I really want to make his shirt like really yellow. Oh, there goes Chancho. He be barking. I think I'll make his hat green because he's far enough away from all the green stuff where doing a green hat would be okay. So I'm gonna do a green hat. He's not a fashion forward man, but that's okay. Oh, thank you, Weasel, thank you. I'm glad they're fed too. We tried a new food for Nuki and she likes it, so. It's kind of amazing to me that they don't have more soft kibble. For a while we were soaking the kibble we were giving her, and that was working okay, because she only has a couple teeth, so we don't like to give her things that are really hard. So I went looking for softer food that's not wet food, because wet food is really expensive. So I actually found dehydrated, like, healthy dog food. And we used to give all the dogs, like, real chicken, real veggies, and all that stuff. But unfortunately, when prices go up and, you know, you don't have any work, you gotta get cheaper options, it sucks. We still give them vegetables every single day, and meat when we can, but it's not all the time. But anyway, we found her some really healthy, like, dehydrated food, and I tried it today, and she loved it, so happy about that. Happy pups. So it's kind of, I don't want to say it's blurry, but it's not very defined right now. It will be. I'll eventually go over it again with a pencil, a really sharp pencil. It'll look like it's inked, but it's just a pencil. Did it, Fire Seal? Tell me how you feel about the quality of that. I tried something different this time. So if you think it's kind of I'll do one on different paper and send it to you. I just want to know what you feel about it. You don't have to tell me in here if you don't want to. You can just message me if you want to. Oh, see, now it's really red. Weird. That might be too red, though. We'll see. I'll make the woodpecker's scarf yellow so it brings your attention to him. He might be getting a little bit lost. I don't think it's going to dry that vibrant, but we'll see. I'm going to go drop in some yellow on some of this tree so it stands out better. So I was using a yellow-green before and it doesn't seem to be punching the way I'd like it to be punching. Hey, gamer! Hope I'm feeling better. Oh, yeah! Last week I think I had bad allergies during the stream. Oh, thank you for the cheer! Yeah, I am feeling better this week. Thank you so much for that. Streaming when you have a bad allergy thing or sickness sucks. And last week was no exception. So, no, I'm feeling better. I think it was allergies. Because like a couple hours after the stream I was feeling much better. So, sorry I was sneezing and everything during the stream. That had to be kind of annoying. Yeah, that's a little bit more better. How you been, gamer? There we go. I think some of these areas too I'll punch up with a little bit of yellow. Keeping busy? Yeah, man. I hear that. Sometimes that's all you can do is keep busy. Yeah, this looks pretty alright. There's a few days left to get on my Patreon for this month's rewards, so if anybody's interested in getting stickers or stories, things like that, check out my Patreon. I have some pretty fun tiers. And you can multi-tier too. So if you want both Clover cards and Curious Collector rewards, you can do both. Just let me know that you want to and I'll tell you quick how. It's really easy. And my Curious Collectors, you're going to be getting your stuff probably later this week. I'm sending it out tomorrow. The rest of today we'll be packaging up everybody's stuff. So it's a coming. And real quick, while this dries, gotta wait anyway, I will show you this month's stickers are the Omelotl. And this is a bottle, the bottle sticker here. So I have this cute little, it's like a print of a bookcase that you can get, that you can keep all the bottles of all these guys on. And it's pretty fun. I don't know. I have my own bookcase of my own things that I keep putting them on. Pretty happy with it. Once it gets going, you're like, yeah, oh man. And then this is the lore that comes with it. It's got some cute little drawings, and then this is like a horoscope you get, so you get all this sent to you. And then if you get Clover cards as well, which this month the Clover card is this, but if you sign up you get this as your first rare card, and they both have like different stories on the back. And then every 3 months you get a different rare card. So if you end up getting both of these, you end up getting this cute little envelope that has these in it. So, and all this is $10, but if you just get the Clover cards it's $4, and if you just get this it's $6. So if you end up wanting to multi-tier, like I said, let me know. Let's go back to this. Oh, thank you, EB. I'm so glad you enjoy it. I enjoy having you on it. I'm so happy you like it. Alright, I'm gonna really lightly write it in. Incoming swear words. See, it's always, I always want to like write justify it. It's a little bit too far to the right, or sorry, left. Jesus, I always want to left justify. So now I know to start a little bit after where that was. Remember, if anybody wants the original, it is available. You can claim it. Oh, there's a lot of space at the bottom though, too. Yeah, see, I gotta move it down again. The porcupine one ended up saying, for fuck's sake. You'd be surprised how hard word balloon lettering is. my husband's mentor, Richard Starkings, is like a pro at comic lettering, and he has books out he's made about it and everything. You can buy them. They're amazing. But he really knows his shit. But there are all these rules and everything, and it's, you know, it is about getting it to look good, but when you've got word bubble after word bubble and how they connect to each other, there are all these rules. So it's good to have a book, you know, by your side that's like that. So your puppy's awake. Oh. Watch out, swear words incoming. Trying to be more legible as my terrible writing. Oh, cool. I'm excited to see it, Cavendish. I'll obviously clean it up if I make a print of it, but thank you. Oh, you're not in the Discord. That's okay. Discord is not for everybody. Let's see. Miscellaneous. Oh, I love those frames, Cavendish. Does that match the other one too? Did Fritz actually have two that were the same? Nona! What is your puppy? Is it a Papillon? Oh my god. What is their name? What are they like? I am obsessed with your dog right now. Oh my god, Cavendish. That is a very handsome picture of you and Clark. I love it. He's given the same look you are. Really? Wow. That's serendipitous. He is a Papillon. Yeah. His name is Spooks. Oh, I love him. He looks like he's like a month or a couple months old? He's got to be like less than 3 months old, yeah? Shadow. Damn it. Cavendish, you have like 3 cats that all look kind of the same. Is like Nick, Clark, and Shadow, I think. Am I right? Is my memory serving correctly? God, I hope so, because it's been going to shit. 4 of them look the same? Okay, I don't feel so bad. 3 months. Oh, man. I keep nailing this. Nice. Misty. Right. But they all look the same, Cavendish? I thought there was like... Does Clark have yellow eyes? One of them has yellow eyes and they're like super gray. Cat. Like the rest of the cats look gray. Oh my god. I love your dog. I love your dog so much. I love all dogs. Oh, the dogs. Okay, this sucks because I really want to do like speckle stuff, speckle effect on this pathway, but I really don't want to have to deal with all that crap. So I probably just won't. Oh, weird. Do you even have a Clark? Am I wrong with this? You have Shadow, Misty, Nick. Yeah, there's a Clark, isn't there? Oh my god. Oh yeah, furry kids forever. I will not be having real children. I will be having fur kids for life. Yeah, Clark's the big boy. I'm gonna do far off land in the background, I think. Just so you can see, like, that there is another area back here, but it's not the dam. Like, the dam's on the right, but I want there to be, like, something else back there that's further back than the dam. I think that makes sense. I'm gonna go in a second here and I think do the water. Water's my favorite part to do. Yeah, it's crazy. They do look like they're from the same litter though, don't they? Cavendish, you got like some crazy occurrence there. Also, just a reminder again, if anybody is interested in purchasing this piece, you may. Just let me know. I'm gonna do some little shadows up here. Make it more blue though than purple. I think blue is the next level back from shadows. And since it's in the foreground, this will be the only layer that gets blue shadows. They'll be too dark for the midground. Midground will just get purple shadows, but foreground can have blue shadows. Sometimes I get sad that I was never able to see my rescues as puppies, because oh my god, they would have been... Ugh, I bet I would have freaked out so much all the time if I had seen them as puppies. Oh no, really? Your marker's doing that? Markers are usually my main. What kind of problem are you having with them? Are you closing them good every time? Sometimes you might think you closed it, but you really didn't. I do not have markers dry up on me very often. What kind of brand is it? That could also be a factor. Maybe I can help. Maybe not though. They might just be dead. So don't forget you have levels of shadows, like throughout a piece. And depending on where they are, they're going to be different. So like, there's a shadow within a shadow here of grass behind the shadow of the tree, right? But I'm not going to use the same color over here if there's a shadow in the grass that's in the sunlight. I'm going to use a different green. It's still a darker green, but it's also a more saturated green. Because what we talked about earlier was that things in sunlight are more saturated. So even if you have a shadow in the sunlight, it's still not going to be as desaturated as a shadow that's not in sunlight. Does that make sense? See how these are different? There's 4 greens here. 4 different greens. So, and you have to, yeah, you have to do that. Or are you talking about markers now? Is that what you mean? You might be using water markers then. Are they water-based or alcohol-based, gamer? Because water-based will change the color. I think I've talked about this before. But there's a difference between both water-based markers and alcohol-based. If you want your colors to look the same no matter how many times you go over it, you want alcohol-based. If you want them to get darker the more you add on to it, you want water-based. Copic marker is alcohol-based, so no matter how many times you go over it, it's always going to be the same color. Crayola markers and Tombows and washable markers, for the most part, are all water-based. So if you go over those again, they're going to get darker. Here, I'll do the demo here of what I mean in a second. Okay, hold on. I will show you. For those who have seen me do this a million times, I'm sorry. I'm going to do it again. I do not have the right colors, but maybe I do. Okay, let's do a gray. You're welcome. Let me make sure I have a piece of paper. Okay, just had a porcupine on it, just ignore that. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Now, keep in mind this is copy paper, so it's not gonna be behaving as well. So this is water-based, alcohol, and never mix them if you can help it. This Copic, Prismas. This is Tombows and Crayola. Okay. So that might be it might be if one of your markers is drying out and you get a new one, then yeah, the new one's going to be darker because that's actually the full 100% pigmentation, how the marker's supposed to be if it's brand new. If yours are dying or are running out of alcohol inside or water, it's going to be lighter because it's not outputting the same percentage of either of those. So that might be your frustration. So when you know your marker's starting to die and you have a big area to fill, don't keep using the dying marker. Go bust out a new one, because then it'll also blend together better. So let me make sure I've got, okay, that's about a 20. Is this a 20? Oh, that one's dying. It's a 30. Eesh. Do I have another 20? I need a darker one than this. Okay, well, this is going to be a semi-bad thing because my markers are kind of the... Hold on. I'm trying to match a water base to a alcohol base so it makes a better comparison. Okay. That's still not close enough. Oh, I'm being so particular. Alright, we're just gonna go with this. They're different colors, but they're about the same value. So, okay. This is a water-based. This is an alcohol-based. So we're gonna put down a water base. Okay. Alcohol base. Okay. We're gonna let them dry. Now this is bad paper for doing this on because this is printer paper. This is meant to suck up ink. This is all I have on me right now, so this is going to be kind of a poor demonstration, but I think you'll still see the difference because the water-based will be pretty obvious. So once they're dry, okay, here's when you can really tell, okay. Water-based is going to layer on itself. It's going to get darker. It's like having a multiply brush in Photoshop. The alcohol marker is not going to do the same thing. It's going to dry and it's going to be around the same value as the previous you put on. So once this dries, it's going to be similar to the rest of it. This is going to stay about the same. So that's going to be the difference. So what's nice about water markers is if you're using like watercolor or anything that is water-based, you can typically take water and blend them. Not with this paper. Jesus Christ, that's bad. Do I have some watercolor paper? This is watercolor paper. There we go. So look at that difference. That's insane. So this is watercolor paper. I don't know why it's turning out blue, but there's your difference for paper quality. So if you wanted to blend your water markers into a watercolor, you could do it like that. Okay? I'd advise not using that much water though. Just a little water will do it. And the fact it's Crayola is probably why it's turning red. So this is a Crayola marker. If you want high quality water-based, get Tombows. They say water-based on them. And then the Prismacolor should say alcohol somewhere on it. I think art marker also means alcohol-based. But anyway, so if you use a really nice quality water-based, yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. Okay, so that's a really nice water marker. Okay, you can't do that with alcohol. Okay, so even if we keep going with this, like if I go over it again, it's gonna basically be about the same. Okay, go off to the side. That marker's dying. Apologies. But if I go over this again, it's just gonna get darker and darker and darker. Which is nice because you can make a pretty good gradient. So So like, let's say you wanted to keep, I'm gonna do it again on here. Got this. Let's say you wanted to make a nice gradient, right? So you got that. You want to blur the edges. Blur the edges a bit. Then you're like, oh man, that end isn't dark enough. So you just take it again and you go like that. Then you want to blend it a little bit more. Oh, you blend it a little bit more. And you get a really nice gradient. So that's pretty cool. I typically have 1 or 2 water-based markers with me at all times with my sketchbook, because usually these will give me a pretty great range to do some sketches, right? So highly suggest trying out water-based. I mean, they're pretty fun. Alcohol's good for if you want something to constantly look consistent. If you're really jonesing for things to look consistent, you'll want to use alcohol-based because they're predictable and they're dependable colors. This is not the right paper to use for this. Same for this, but never supposed to use watercolor paper with alcohol markers, but for this demo, I'm going to do this because the other one didn't work very well. So once that dries, if you go over it again, it should be about the same. I'll even go outside the box. Like, it'll be the same. It's not getting any darker. It's not getting any lighter. It's, if you do 100% of the pigment, it's just going to keep. See what I mean? Whereas if you have the Tombow. Does this make sense? You guys following me on this? That. But if you go outside this, it's light again. See the difference here? So if you're gonna do some plaid stuff, this would be good for that. So if you're doing like a plaid pattern. So maybe one of these is darker than the others. Then you go over here again. Well, you gotta wait till it dries. Definitely not dry. You can use watercolor paper with water-based markers. Just know it's gonna suck them up pretty good. Okay. Pretty nice, huh? Yeah, so, I mean, if you're doing, let's say, client work or something for somebody, I would use alcohol markers. And if you're just out and about doing some sketches, or you want, like, if you want to have a marker that works with your watercolor that you can kind of blend, use a water-based. If you absolutely have to use an alcohol-based with a watercolor, make sure it's the last thing you put on, and do not try to blend it with water. It will not work, and you will get the most ugly, terrible, awful walls you've ever seen. So, if you have any more questions about that, let me know. Alright, I think a lot of the rest of this I'm going to be doing with pencil, so I'm not going to do too much more during the stream, just a couple things. So when it comes to buying the sets, it really sucks because depending on your brand, they may not sell singles. So unfortunately, my brand, Prismacolor, does not sell singles anymore. They just stopped doing that this year, and I'm heartbroken. But Copic still does, and they sell refills. So if you have Copics, which I don't have a Copic near me right now, but if you have a Copic marker, they sell refills for those markers. So you can just buy the refill. And usually a refill comes with a good amount of pigment, so you can keep refilling at least like 5 times. When it comes to the sets, though, it does suck. So like Prismacolor, I think, is still selling sets. So you could get the set of all the French grays, let's say. But if you run out of one, what you're saying would have to happen. You'd have to rebuy the whole set. So if I were you, I would skip to just changing your brand. Honestly, that's what I'm going to have to do too, because I can't afford to not buy singles. So I'll probably end up having to use Copic, or someone recently suggested Olo, O-L-O. I did look into it. They're a little bit expensive, but I do really love that you can combine markers. You can basically take, like, I use this 30% gray and this 10% gray a lot. What's neat is you could take them and combine them into one marker that's got 2 sides on it, which is nice. The problem is they are a little expensive. So, did I make my ears myself? No, actually, I got them on Etsy. I will show you what site. And they are amazing ears. They have lasted me years and years and years. And they come in different skin tones that I really appreciate. Not a lot of places do that. I know it's a big link, sorry. But they might be a little expensive, but they last forever. We've also bought the satyr ears from them, which are also very amazing. Like, my husband wears the satyr ears sometimes, and it's very good. Like, they did a great job. And they're durable. I love them. Do more brown on this tree. You're welcome. Yeah, hope it helps. Yep, I wear them to conventions. Every time. Every time. Because my convention setup, I'm a little elf in like a little wooden, like a tree front. Like if I can show my website. Like if you look at me in the, got a little tree hut here. So when I'm at conventions, you can see that I'm doing the whole thing. I'll be at Dragon Con this year. It's the only one I'm doing this year. I haven't been doing cons for a while. But Dragon Con will be the first one back, and then probably none till next year. If next year. I don't know, I'm still scared of some stuff, so. Yeah, Dragon Con. So if anybody's gonna be at Dragon Con, I will be at Dragon Con. You can come see me. I would typically give you a hug, but given, you know, what times we're in, not gonna be a thing. So sorry in advance, no hugs, but I will give you a very sturdy howdy do. think I'm gonna do more yellow on this. Maybe. No. These can be a little bit more punched. There was a time I was doing like 2 cons a month. That was a lot. That was a while ago. Before COVID times. All right. Let's do the water. Let's take another screenshot. I take these for my patrons. I feel kind of naked. I had a haircut 3 days ago. I got like 5 inches off. So like my hair is still kind of long, but it feels short to me because it was like this much longer. I was like, oh. I stream every Monday at 2 p.m. CST. So if you're not in Central Time Zone in the United States, that would be exactly 3 hours ago. So if you enjoyed my stream and you want to come back next Monday, 3 hours ago. It's annoying and scary. Yeah, I agree. So what I'll end up doing with this then is going back over everything and lining it like this. And that'll help it stand out. Granted, it's still not fully dry yet, so that's an issue, but let's do the water. The water is a fun part. One of my favorite parts of doing these kind of pieces is the water. At Dragon Con, do you fight dragons? Not normally. Every now and then, you know, one shows up and you gotta put them in their place. But most of the time, no. No, it's pretty straightforward as far as cons go. It's one of my favorites, though. It's pretty much a good time. Though, as far as accessibility goes and getting to all parts of the convention, it's a headache. It's a big headache. Like getting food during the con is a pain in the ass. Getting to your room after the con is a pain in the ass, especially if you're in the lobby trying to get in the elevator. So typically I try to get a hotel room that's close to the ground floor so I can take the stairs. Because otherwise it's a pain in the ass. you typically want to bring your own food on that one if you can. Ordering out is almost impossible. You'll get your food like 2 hours later. Conventions are a whole thing, man. Oh, I don't mean food at the convention. I mean like, you know, like just a regular fast food place. But, like you have to wait a really long time. Like if you order Jimmy John's, it'll be like an hour. Because they have so many people ordering. Because there's, you know, 50 to sometimes 100K people at this convention. So they're all ordering that night. So usually at cons that are that big, I'll end up getting groceries the first day that I get there, which is the day before the con starts. So I fly in, I go to the convention with all my convention gear, I set up my table, then I go back to the hotel room, drop off all my clothes and everything, then go out again, go get some staples like, you know, breads and things, peanut butter, jelly, stuff like that. And then if there's a good grocery store, I usually, and if I have a refrigerator in the room, I usually buy groceries for that weekend. It's cheaper, I'll have them when I want them, I'll be able to get snacks for the convention, it's just a lot more smart. So I usually do that. It's harder to do that and then fly to a con because a lot of your luggage ends up being your merchandise and your con table setup. So there isn't much room for food, so usually you have to go buy food when you get there. They were out of coffee at Starbucks. Yeah, so it's stuff like that. So waiting for food to come to you, whether it's room service or ordering out, is a whole thing. So especially at Dragon Con, New York Comic Con's kind of the same thing, though it's a little bit better. I don't know how many times like Dragon Con's been around and places still are so surprised when it's like they're getting orders like crazy. It's like, you guys knew this was coming, come on. But anyway, it's still a really fun con though. My husband and I used to do them together because he's also an artist. But since we got dogs, they're kind of like kids now, so only one of us goes to conventions now. Which I'm fine with. He's fine with that. They're not the types we can leave really with anybody. Like, I don't want to say they're high maintenance, but they require certain things. So... And ultimately, it's our call, so there. So there. Alright, so that's kind of where the water's at. My most popular stickers? Either probably my Woolly Bears. My Woolly Bears, then it's probably a tie between the Hamgiri and the owls. Though half the stickers that are on my site right now, I didn't have the last cons I was at, so that'll be interesting to have those out. Plus now I do stickers every month on my Patreon, so it's kind of hard to tell like if those would make good sticker sets, but it's like I don't want to sell those separately because they have context to them, they have story to them. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Training your dog for that is great. Our rescues are kind of not in that boat. They have some separation anxiety. So instead of putting them through further stress and stuff like that, we don't go out much, if at all. I don't think the new one hasn't been alone for more than an hour since we got her. Like we plan on taking kind of a family trip eventually once I get pretty far on my pet commissions, but it's gonna be a minute. Yeah, it'd be nice to do it this fall, but we'll see. I hope I do too. We would like to go get like a little Airbnb or something, then like up north where I'm from, and bring the dogs and just kind of chill someplace. I think that'd be really nice. I haven't done anything like that in years. Oh. Bruni sees something. Bro. Wow. Can fit in like a cloud up here. Usually I'd want to paint the clouds in, like paint around them. In the future I'll just have to like put the masking fluid up there, but sometimes it's an afterthought. Aw, you too. Thank you, Cavendish. I hope your dentist appointment goes well. Thanks so much for joining me for so long. It's always so good to have you. And I'm so glad the picture arrived safely. Thank you again. Which reminds me, for my little commercial, if anybody wants this piece, let me know. It'll be around $140. I should probably go soon. I think Bruni is barking out of fear. She's a bulldog, but she is she's just a ham. She's a big old ham. She gets scared of everything. Yeah. She needs to be a little bit more brave, though. That's kind of on her. She does need cuddles. She's one of those ones that thinks she's tiny, and she'll try to sit on my lap. It's like, no, honey. You're almost 60 pounds. You're a bit much for Mama. Hold on. I'll tell her it's okay. Now she's starting to panic more. It's not helping. So I'll probably just go so I can make sure she's okay. I spoil my babies. I spoil them so much. Alright. Anyway. Oh, that looks way worse than it does in person. That's weird. Well, it's a little bit more crackled. This is the piece itself. So once I get the line work in, it'll look a lot more crisp. And then back here I probably won't even put any detail other than maybe some stuff at the bottom, but nothing really. Not like in the foreground. So, alright. This was a fun one. We got to talk about alcohol and water-based again. Got to see my pup. Oh, thank you, Beth. I hope everybody has a good rest of your week. I hope this was a decent start. I have to wash my brushes. No, it's probably going to be on my website. I try to stay away from Etsy now. So all my stuff is on my website. It's there. But if you want it now, you can tell me. And like I said, it's about 140 bucks, and I'll finish it up and get it to you. You're welcome. So just message me wherever you want, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, what have you, and let me know. Otherwise, if nobody does, it'll be on the originals section in my website next week. So, sorry about the dog barking. Thank you guys so much again for coming. And I'll see you next Monday, okay? We'll have another one of these. I've got a whole slew of ideas for them. So, see you next time, alright? Bye!